You will own nothing and you will be happy. We have all heard that quote. It gets thrown around in weird internet forums and by guys who own way too much cryptocurrency and think they are going to buy an island. But here is the terrifying part. They were right. Well, half right. You are definitely going to own nothing. The happy part? Yeah, I am still waiting on that to kick in. Right now, I just feel violently caffeinated, mildly panicked, and one missed direct deposit away from moving back into my childhood bedroom. Welcome to the modern economy, where everything you thought you were supposed to buy is now just something you rent indefinitely. We are the first generation in modern history being systematically priced out of ownership. And I am not just talking about houses, though we will definitely get to that absolute dumpster fire of a topic. I am talking about everything: software, music, movies, cars, clothes, your printer, the literal heated seats inside your car. We have transitioned from an economy of goods to an economy of endless, unavoidable, blood-sucking monthly subscriptions. Let's start small and work our way up to the crushing existential dread. Remember when you used to buy a piece of software? You went to a store, you bought a box, you put a disk in your computer, and you owned it forever. If you wanted to use Microsoft Word or Photoshop for 10 years, you could. Now, you pay $20 to $50 a month, forever. Stop paying, you lose access to all your files. You lose your tools. You lose your work. Adobe literally holds your creativity hostage for a monthly ransom. And then the hardware companies saw this and thought, hey, what if we made our physical products completely useless unless you pay us a monthly fee? Hello, HP printers that refuse to scan a document unless you are subscribed to their ink service. Hello, BMW trying to charge a monthly subscription fee to unlock the hardware for the heated seats that are already physically installed in the car you bought. They call it the subscription economy. They tell us it is about convenience. But let's be entirely real for a second. It is about converting you from a one-time customer into an infinite money glitch. In the corporate world, they have a metric for this called lifetime value, or LTV. The goal of every major corporation right now is to maximize your LTV by ensuring you never actually finish paying for anything. If you buy a product, their revenue stops. If you rent access to a product, their revenue continues until you die, which brings us to the biggest, most depressing subscription of all. Housing. The American dream used to be pretty simple. Go to school, get a job, buy a house, build equity, retire, and eventually pass away peacefully while watching Jeopardy. Now, go to school, take on $80,000 in student loan debt, get an entry-level job that demands 5 years of experience, and rent a one-bedroom apartment with a roommate named Brad who refuses to wash his dishes. Let's look at the actual numbers. Because the math is so incredibly broken, it feels like a glitch in the matrix. As of recently, the median home price in the United States is hovering somewhere around $420,000. Meanwhile, the median household income is around $75,000. If you are Gen Z, your average salary is significantly lower than that. Do you know what a 20% down payment on a $420,000 house is? It is $84,000. Who has $84,000 in liquid cash? Most people my age are aggressively budgeting just to afford groceries without triggering an overdraft alert. We are paying $22 for a sad desk salad and trying to figure out how to afford healthcare. And the financial gurus on the internet are like, hey buddy, just skip the avocado toast and you will have 84 grand in no time. But it gets worse. Because it is not just that houses are expensive. It is that institutional investors and massive Wall Street private equity firms are buying up single-family starter homes. They are literally outbidding regular human beings with cash offers, sight unseen, so they can turn around and rent those exact same homes back to us. They are consolidating the housing supply. They are turning the concept of a neighborhood into a corporate asset class. So what happens? You rent, and renting is fine in your early 20s when you want flexibility. But when you are forced to rent forever, renting is just a tax on not having enough upfront capital. You are paying someone else's mortgage. You are building someone else's wealth. Every month, you bleed $2,000 into the void, and at the end of the year, you have absolutely zero equity to show for it. Equity is the magic word. Equity is how normal people historically built wealth. You buy a thing, the thing goes up in value, or you pay down the debt on the thing and your net worth increases. But if you own nothing, you have zero equity. You are essentially a financial ghost. You generate massive amounts of economic activity, you work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, but none of it sticks to you. All the wealth flows upward to the corporations and the landlords. And you are left holding a digital receipt for a Spotify premium account. And tech companies have done this incredible, sinister magic trick where they rebranded being completely broke as a cool lifestyle choice. They call it the asset-light lifestyle. They say we are digital nomads. We are minimalists. We don't want the burden of ownership. We want experiences, not things. Listen to me very closely. That is premium-grade corporate propaganda. We don't prefer the asset-light lifestyle. We are just thoroughly and completely broke. If you offered any 25-year-old a paid-off 3-bedroom house, they would take it in a heartbeat. We are not renting our furniture from a startup because we love flexibility. We are doing it because a real couch costs $2,000 and our credit cards are maxed out. And this is the thing that nobody is actually saying. We are not innovating. We are moving backwards. We are reverting to digital feudalism. Think about it. In the Middle Ages, the serfs didn't own the land. The lords owned the land. The serfs just worked on it, lived on it, and paid a massive chunk of their output to the lord just for the privilege of existing there. How is that any different from today? We don't own the platforms we work on. We don't own the software we use to create things. We don't own the servers where our data lives. We don't own the homes we sleep in. We just pay our monthly tithe to the lords of Silicon Valley and Wall Street, hoping they don't arbitrarily raise the rent or change the terms of service. It is exhausting. The psychological toll of the subscription economy is profound. When you own nothing, you have no anchor. You have no safety net. You're always exactly one missed payment away from having your entire life shut down. If you lose your job, you don't just lose your income. If you can't pay your subscriptions, you lose your entertainment, you lose your tools. You lose your transportation if you are leasing or Ubering everywhere. And ultimately, you lose your shelter. You are existing on a month-to-month lease in the game of life. And the anxiety of that, the constant hum of dread, knowing that the meter is always running, and you have to keep hustling just to maintain baseline access to society, is exactly why everyone is so burned out. We are running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up, and we are not actually going anywhere. By the way, before I go any further, I am legally obligated to tell you that absolutely none of this is financial advice. I am literally a guy wearing a wrinkled shirt in a poorly ventilated cubicle, drinking a $7 iced coffee that is currently 90% melted water. I am financially qualified to do nothing except complain. Please do not make life-altering investment decisions based on my ranting. If you sue me, you will get nothing except my student loan debt and a 30-day free trial to a meditation app I keep forgetting to cancel. So, what do we actually do about this? How do we exist in a system that is fundamentally designed to extract every single dollar we make? First of all, you have to recognize the game. Awareness is the first step to not being totally screwed. Stop looking at monthly payments and start looking at the total cost of ownership. Corporations want you to think in terms of monthly payments because $20 a month sounds a lot less terrifying than $240 a year for something you barely use. Audit your life. Cancel the micro-subscriptions. You do not need 4 different streaming services to watch the exact same recycled garbage. Second, start embracing physical ownership wherever you can. Buy physical media. Buy used books. Buy tools. Buy software that offers a one-time perpetual license, even if it is an older version. Every time you buy something outright, you are closing a tiny leak in your financial boat. You are reclaiming a tiny piece of territory from the rent-seeking economy. Third, and this is the hard one, we have to rethink what we consider an asset. If you can't afford a house, and let's be real, most of us can't right now, you need to find other ways to build equity. That might mean investing in index funds, even if it is just a tiny amount every month. It might mean building a side hustle or a business where you actually own the intellectual property and the client list. It means acquiring skills that make you indispensable rather than just being a replaceable cog in a corporate machine. You have to fiercely protect your capital, no matter how small it is, and direct it toward things that have the potential to grow in value, rather than things that just drain your checking account on the first of every month. We are playing a rigged game, but that doesn't mean we have to play by their rules. Opt out of the endless upgrade cycle. Stop buying things on installment plans. Learn to fix things when they break instead of just throwing them away and buying a new one. The most rebellious thing you can do in a hyper-consumerist subscription economy is to be deeply, stubbornly satisfied with what you already have. They want you to own nothing. They want you to be totally dependent. But ownership isn't just about wealth. It is about autonomy. It is about control over your own life. And that is something worth fighting for, even if you have to start from absolute zero. Anyway, my manager just pinged me on Slack for the 4th time in 10 minutes to ask for a status update on a spreadsheet that literally does not matter, so I have to go pretend to work. If you made it this far, hit the subscribe button before YouTube decides to put it behind a paywall and charge you $9.99 a month just to see my dark circles. See you next time.